There's good carb and there's bad carb. I like to take the word bad and good away. Don't just look at this nutrition fact. Look at the ingredients. Brown rice and water. Can it be more simple than that? A lot of time people like to kind of simplify and say there's good carb and there's bad carb, and bad carb are like your white rice, your white bread, your white pasta, and your rice noodle and so forth. They call it bad because it's bad for health. But I like to kind of take the word bad and good away because I don't think food is really bad or good. I like to kind of use it as one provides more value and one provides less value or minimal value. So when we think about things that are processed like your rice or your pasta, your noodle, they just provide not so high value is because they are more processed, so they strip away a lot of those key nutrients and fiber. It's okay to eat them. Like I always say 80 and 20 rules, right? So 80% you try to buy things or eat things with a higher nutritional value, and 20% enjoy, because that's what life is about, right? It's not about restriction, it's about everything fits, but it's also about doing things or eating things that give you the most value. I'm always saying, how many of you buy things that are no value, but we love it and we are happy buying it, and that's okay. But if we spend all our money on things that have no value, then that might be an issue. And I think that also applies to our health. And today I want to show you some alternatives that might have a higher value. And these are some that I actually have at home. I have to say that compared to when I was practicing as a dietitian 19 years ago, the choices are very limited at that time. And now the choices are so expansive, it's crazy. You can actually go to any of a supermarket, health food store, and you can access to very good quality with very high value food. And I want to show you what I have. There's a lot more out there. And I know some of you may not be from Canada, maybe some of you are in US, some of you are maybe in Asia. It may not be the exact same brand, but I want to try to break it down so that if you're in your own country and you see something similar with those ingredients, those are good enough, okay? I'm telling you what's available in Toronto right now. I love noodles. I am a noodle person. One of the noodles that I like to choose, like this one, is a yellow lentil noodle. So there's a lot of noodles out there actually make with lentil. So it could be a yellow lentil noodle, it could be a red lentil noodle. So this one is actually a brand that I got from US. So if you're US, you recognize this brand. This is one of my favorite stores. And a lot of people ask me, do I need to look to make sure it's organic? You don't have to, but chances are when they are more of a health product, they tend to promote them being organic. Maybe they have used organic ingredient, but just to let you know, they don't need to be organic. This one happens to be that way. So as long as yellow lentil, brown rice, and the most important thing is what I always say, don't just look at this nutrition fact, look at the ingredient. I'm all about the ingredient. When you buy a house and someone to ask you, is that house expensive? My answer is, I don't know, because I don't know what's in that house. I don't know how many bedrooms in the house. I don't know what kind of material that made up that house. But once I know how many rooms in that house, where is that house located, I know what kind of material that make up the house. Is it high quality material or is it a affordable quality? Then I know if that price tag on the house is worth it. So this is why most people look at this. This tells me the price tag, but the price tag makes no meaning if I don't know the detail of that house. So the ingredient is what I look at. If the ingredient makes sense, then I look at the price. If the ingredient doesn't make sense, I don't even bother look at the price because I'm not going to buy it. So another thing is, for those people who say, oh, I want to be gluten-free or anything, there's actually option where you can do a brown rice pasta. So you can see this is a brown rice pasta. And when you look at the ingredient, the more simple, the better. And look at it. It's literally say brown rice and water. Can it be more simple than that? No, it's so simple. And that's something that I love to eat as well. How about soba? If you are soba noodle friends, I'm a soba noodle friend, but this is so many different versions because most soba noodles are made with buckwheat. But this one is an interesting combination. It's a buckwheat and sweet potato. So when you look at the ingredient, it literally said buckwheat, sweet potato, and water. That's it. Very simple. And that's why I love when you buy products with ingredients that are so simple, you know you just get what it is. Nothing add to it, simplify it. Nutrition are meant to be simple. It should not be complicated. It should not be a lot of ingredient. It should be very simple ingredient. And that's what I love about it. And if you say I want not just more fiber but more protein, and this is actually one of my favorite because the first time I tried it, I was quite surprised. And this is the edamame green soybean fettuccine. What I love about it is it still had a nice chewy bite, but it's very high in protein. So for those of you who are vegetarian, who maybe don't like to eat a lot of meat, or you like to add a lot of other protein to your meal and you just want a quick easy pasta meal, this is a great way to eat your pasta and still get those protein. If you were to look at the ingredient, which I'm going to read to you, it's a edamame and water. Very simple, isn't it? So this is another one. And for those of you who say, okay, I'm going on a low carb, I'm on a keto, the noodles are great, but I really want to cut down my carb, there's other choices. And one of them is konjac, right? So this is one I happen to have at home, but you see a lot of similar konjac noodle. These are great because they have literally no carb and fiber, but just to be mindful, if you have a sensitive stomach where when you eat a lot of fiber and you get bloated, where your stomach get protruded and you get gaseous, then you need to make sure that you don't eat too much of it, because you do get that because it's very high in fiber, and that's your konjac noodle. So here it is noodles that you can enjoy, whether you want to be no carb, low carb to some carb, but has protein. And last but not least is rice. I know you love rice. We have brown rice and wild rice, but aside from brown rice and raw rice, there's other options. One of my favorite is actually this version called the sticky rice konjac. So this one, you can easily get them in a lot of store, and this is a great way for those people who want to make their sushi, or if you want to have congee, you know how Chinese people love pork congee, is a great way to substitute. You can do half and half, maybe half regular rice and half with konjac, or you can do half with quinoa with half with this konjac rice stew. So there's so many options that you can work with. And if you are on this hype that is still very popular right now, is cauliflower rice. And people say, what's cauliflower rice? It's simply cauliflower put in a food processor or cut in very small pieces that look like rice, and we call them cauliflower rice. So if you want to add veggie but you wanted to have a rice texture, you can certainly make cauliflower stir-fried rice, and they taste just as good. And I usually mix and match. When I do it for my kids, it's usually cauliflower rice with quinoa, so it has a different texture, and my kids love it. So I hope this helped you to understand that there's a lot of options out there. I don't want you to say, I cannot eat this, I can only eat this. I want to let you that the options are limitless. It depends on what you want that day. And I love that nutrition, it's all about choices, it's not about restriction. So I hope you find this video helpful, and I would love to hear what kind of noodles or rice that you're currently using in your own country. Maybe share with me some of the brand, because I'm not familiar with other brands in Asia, as well as even in US. Some of the brand I might have seen, but some of the brand I have not seen before. So I would love for you to share, because we're in a community where sharing is caring. And until then, my friend, 食得有型，活得健康. I will see you next time. Bye everyone.